You know, friend, relating isn't that complicated. It's actually incredibly simple. I have found that if you do just a couple of these things, mainly the last thing, you will have a lot of luck in keeping good people close to you, forming relationships, even if your kind of early childhood started off a bit rough in terms of relating or relationships. So let's start. So if you can have one, care and consideration, two, respect and empathy, compassion, these kind of all go together. Big one, integrity. That means your words match your actions. If you can be a good listener, so you pay attention when the person is telling you what they need in relationship, and or not just in relationship, but when a person is just speaking, you take in what they're saying. You're genuinely attentive and you care. If you can be encouraging, if you can continue to hold them in high regard. This one for me, it just came with having a reverence of just for people in general, the a reverence for God and a reverence for God's creation, and just people. It's just beautiful, just wonderful. Anyways, just people in general, like they're a marvel to me. So that one links back to respect. This one is the most vital one and the last one, if you can have self-awareness. So whether that is in your actions, in your own emotions, whatever it is, if you have self-awareness, you'll find that a lot of people will just respect you, because not a lot of people have that. A lot of people just walk through the world with their wounds inflicting harm on other people, or just completely blind to how they move in relation to the rest of the world around them. If you can have self-awareness and a desire to do better, whether that can be out of just care and consideration or a personal goal to want to figure out how to do better, how to be a better person, how to be a more emotionally mature or evolved version of yourself. It can stem from either or. It can come from like a faith, aspect where you want to do what is righteous, you want to please God, and so you take care of the people around you. And I can guarantee if you do just a couple of these things, or most, or you could just do the last one, you'll go very far with just doing the last one. I promise you that whatever idiosyncrasies you have, whatever personality quirks, how socially inept you are, how insecure or awkward or weird or anxious or depressed you are, I promise you, people will want to be around you. Also, I cannot disregard that your temperament also will affect how much people want to be around you. So your outlook on life. So even if negative things happen to you, whether that's in early childhood or currently happening, your outlook is in your ability to stay positive and put a positive spin on things in your mindset, in just how you treat people, trying to be a cheerful influence on your surroundings. That also is just going to make people gravitate towards you. But what is going to keep people in your orbit is how you treat them, how you make them feel seen, considered, is how well you listen, how much you encourage them, how kind you are, how empathetic you are, how compassionate you are. It's going to go a long way in keeping close bonds near you. I know that it can be a bit mystifying for those of us who were introduced to relational trauma at an early age. It can be very confusing trying to figure out how to be in relationship to other people. But honestly, a lot of the times people tell you how to connect with them. And if you're willing to listen, that will go a long way. A lot of the time, is simply having compassion and empathy will go a long way. But I just want you to stay encouraged. Don't overthink it. Don't be too hard on yourself. Know that I don't know how to say, relational health, relational stability is something that is modeled. And if you didn't have that modeled, it can be hard to kind of guess how to be in relationship to people. But if you have the intent to do better, if you have the intent to build relationships and you don't lead with your wounds or your trauma, a lot of people will be eager to, one, like, listen to your story, but it's not necessary that you rehash that every single chance you get. But people will reciprocate the care that you bring. If you can lead with the things that I've listed, a lot of people will be eager to understand you and want to build relationship with you. If you work on cultivating all of these character traits, a lot of people will be eager to meet you halfway, to build relationship with you, to understand where you're coming from when you do fall short, because you've demonstrated this kind of character, care, compassion, encouragement, respect, consideration, holding people in high regard, self-awareness, a desire to do better. Like, all of these things are just, yeah, they're vital. But I promise you, kindness is key. Kindness is key. But yeah, anyways, I hope that was clear. And if I missed anything, and like if something that, has been really, really like key for you in building relationships and I didn't count that, please like put it in the comments so you can teach me. But yeah, as a person who experienced neglect and relational harm at a very young age, these were things that were like mystifying. And then I just reflected on the fact that as I've gotten older, I've actually created some really, really strong, wonderful bonds. And I would attribute it to having some of these qualities, even though I don't think it was something I was intentionally cultivating. I mostly had self-awareness and a desire to do better. And so the rest of the traits kind of came in. I also had the faith element. I've just always had a regard for people, like to have like a kindness, a desire for people around me to do well. Maybe that came from the negative stuff that I experienced. I never want anyone to feel rejected or neglected. I want everyone to be happy around me. And so yeah, the rest kind of just built up over time. Anyways, I'm rooting for you. I love you, and please stay encouraged. There are so many life experiences that we've been through as survivors of neglect that have made us feel inept, like in terms of like just gaps in knowledge, whether it's how to relate to people, how to manage our lives, how to prioritize things, how to show up in work context. There's so many things that just feel completely mystifying as people, as survivors of whether that's neglect, abandonment, whatever, that can feel really confusing. But I want you to know that it's okay to not know, because a lot of those things we're supposed to be taught, and you don't need to beat yourself up. The best you can do is to equip yourself and just try to do better day by day. So lastly, if there's anything that you want me to expand on, also please just let me know in the comments. But again, if you like this video, like it, and feel free to subscribe and look out for future videos. Okay, love you, bye.